constitutional talks and prior intentions of negotiating.
Wow, so you went into it and analyzed,
yeah,
and criticized,
and the ramifications for what is happening today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, it is right all over the world. I think Kennesaw University,
yes, for
Kennesaw State in Georgia,
yes, for
keeps track of who is downloading and reading the article.
Wow.
And reports back.
I think
about twice every month.
I think I saw that has been read all over the world,
yeah.
Almost all the continents.
Yes.
Because now with the crisis, people are trying to read,
to understand.
Researchers are trying to understand the problem, and your book is really...
It's a major contribution to negotiation studies.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. And apart from that, you are a very, very famous king, because you're not just in one place. For example, you have had a lot of you presented the Seda Senghor Award Kelani to the renowned Nigerian film producer in July 2019.
Yes.
Wow. So you're really a world traveler.
Well, I think so. I try to, you see, from the bits I wear,
yes,
you can see some extension here.
Right.
The red ones are Benin beads.
Oh.
These are from the Edo Kingdom of Benin.
Okay.
These ones are Ghanaian.
Yes,
and these ones are Nwe beads.
Okay.
So I'm trying. The late king did not know that the world extended beyond Cameroon and Nigeria, possibly because I went to school in Nigeria.
Okay.
But I'm extending part of kingship.
Yes,
is relationships.
That's true. Connections.
Far and wide.
Wow.
And I'm extending the kingdom to faraway South Africa.
Wow.
I'm extending westwards,
yes,
to Ghana and beyond. My next vision is to get to the Gambia.
Wow.
And so, I was invited to do that. Yes, there is a famous professor, great professor, Toyin Falola, one of the greatest Africanist scholars that I know.
Wow.
It's a friend of mine, and who invited me to do that. At the university, Babcock University invited me to do that presentation.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
Tunde Kilani. Tunde Kilani is the famous film producer in Nigeria.
Wow, you invited?
So he won the Leopold Seda Senghor Award, which I personally
flew there and handed
presented
it to you.
Yes, presented it to him.
You make us very proud by your presence in these countries.
Thank you.
And you have a particular relationship, a very special relationship with the fun of Nkwen.
Oh yeah.
I've seen many lovely pictures with him.
Oh, right. You see, this is the first fun of Nkwen with whom I was he was my very good friend. He was elderly.
Okay.
He was my very good friend, and
wow.
You can see this picture is taken in the palace in Nkwen.
Yes,
when the fund transitioned,
yes,
I think it was in November, I was here. I wasn't at the enthronement of the new one.
Okay.
And so you can see from this picture,
yes,
when I returned home, I invited these other forms of Bali, Bali Kumbad, Bali Gashu, and Lenarindem to go and meet the young Fon.
Wow.
And from then we have been very good friends. Yes.
You're a community builder.
Yes.
You always want. That's
yeah.
Impressive. And you were in Lagos in June to attend the conference of Obas.
Yes. Again, we're doing there was a conference on the Yoruba.
Okay.
The language and literature and everything, and I was there, and lots of Obas were there.
Wow.
Yes, so that's how I was out there.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
And you talked about the linkages with the fun of Bali Gashu, fun
Bali
of
Gashu.
Nkwen, fun of Bali Kumbar, and fun of Lena Lendem.
Yes.
Wow. So you're a man of linking, you're a man of connections with other kings.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Sok Palace.
Okay.
And so I was raised in Sok. Wow. So I still have a very big connection with Sok too.
That's quite impressive.
It's been sometimes when the Sok people here have a gathering.
Cultural events.
Yes, they would invite
you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Quite impressive.
Yeah.
And you've met the President Atabong Nwetlataw of South Africa?
Yeah, well.
I saw a picture with him.
Oh, yes. I was in Pretoria in July 2015.
Wow.
Yes.
That's in South Africa.
I was there for the 2015 International Africa Conference.
Wow.
Yes, when I met President Atabong Nwetlataw.
That's quite impressive.
Thank you.
I heard some rumors that you're writing a memoir about your life. I can't wait to buy that book.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm writing already.
And the entirety is going to be titled The Path I Trod.
Yes, the path I trod.
Dear viewers, we look forward enthusiastically to read that memoir. It's going to be, I can't wait to read the anecdotes you've gone through from Cameroon, Nigeria, and the United States and other countries.
And what I've gone through in my life.
Powerful.
Nothing easy came my way.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So from your experience, the experience you've gone through Cameroon, Nigeria, and the United States, nothing easy, nothing good comes easy. So you can assert to that adage.
Yes.
Wow.
In terms of my own life.
Okay. You've been misinterpreted by many.
Yeah.
Even when you have good intentions.
Right. I don't doubt that. Getting to the university was an uphill task.
Oh my God.
I finished with a BA first class. I was awarded a scholarship to do a PhD and teach.
Yes,
I never got that. It never went through. I never got that. I never even got the PhD until several years down the road.
Oh my God.
When I got into a master's program, the guy had selected to read my supervisor was some elderly guy and wasn't reading anything.
Oh my God.
I finally had to have a second and a third reader before I got the master's.
Can you imagine?
That was my second master's.
Okay.
And then in the PhD degree, I went to defend, and it was again very problematic.
Oh my God!
Because my major professor was in Oslo at the Peace Institute.
Can you imagine?
So it wasn't
possible.
A walk in the park. So it's been tough. The things I've gotten, even at the university, rising from assistant professor to tenure wasn't that easy. At one point in my life, it was like, if you want the story, I can tell you a little bit.
No, please, I'm very interested in the story, so that we could learn.
You can't believe that when you begin life as an assistant professor, you are hired tenure track. Okay. So every year, you are reviewed and renewed. The reviewing and renewing is, how is your teaching going?
Okay.
How is your service record in the university? And how is your publishing record?
Okay.
So my first review after 1 year went through flying colors. Most university professors or assistant professors are reviewed 1 year at a time.
Okay.
They are giving you time to maybe improve on your teaching. Or improve on your service.
Exactly.
Or improve on your publications or research and publications.
You have books and articles already.
So at the end of the first year, I wasn't given 1 year, I was renewed for 3 years.
Wow.
Which was superb.
Exceptional.
Exceptional, that's the word.
Wow.
Then when I came up for the second renewal or review, I received a letter saying you do not meet expectations for teaching, scholarship and service. And for that reason, we cannot renew.
What a contradiction.
Well, and that is the politics of the university.
Oh. So how did you go through that?
Well,
that ordeal.
It was an ordeal.
Indeed.
First, it took me by surprise because in all the 3 compartments,
yes,
service, teaching, scholarship, I was not just good, I was exceptional in some places.
Distinguished.
Absolutely. But these senior members of my department,
they were uncomfortable.
They were uncomfortable.
With their success. It happens.
I don't know.
It's unfortunate.
I remember a guy that I leaned on.
Yes,
each time I published a new article, I brought it to him and said, look, I got that new article. And the guy said, keep churning them. I didn't know that he was being sarcastic.
Wow.
I thought I was leaning on someone
who admire and appreciated
the work I was doing.
Progress.
But he was the one who wrote and said, this guy does not meet expectations for all the. And what was surprising is when you try to do harm or evil to somebody without justification,
it turns back.
God still
blesses,
gives you a way to overstep your bounds, because it doesn't happen. If you say somebody does not meet expectations in all the 3 components, then how did you even hire the person?
And how did you renew
the first time?
3 years, not 1.
Yes. So what the heck?
Exactly.
What the heck?
What we did? What was the point?
So when I saw that, and the university handbook says, if you make such a decision of someone, you've got to give them
reasons.
Written reasons. So they just sent me that letter and thought, oh, I would just disappear.
They didn't know the person they were dealing with.
I asked them to please provide written reasons per article XYZ of the faculty handbook. This took them 2 weeks.
Can you imagine?
To fish
out what to use against you.
It got me. And when they gave me whatever they said it was, I sat down and responded
to what they had written.
18 pages.
Wow.
And sent it back to the personnel committee requesting reconsideration. And the university procedure is that you don't ask for a consideration if you are not sure of what you're saying.
Exactly.
Because studying somebody's file takes time.
It does.
And people don't want to do work and do the same work over and over. So I asked for a consideration.
Okay.
And those people went to reconsideration and voted me down.
Wow.
Because there are 3 votes.
Yes,
they had 2 votes, and the rest of the committee members had 1 vote. So even if everybody voted yes and they voted no, I was still turned down. So when reconsideration turned me down, the chair of the committee said, well, I'm not a magician. Everybody should put it in writing.
Good.
If for teaching you voted no, explain. If
for service,
put it in writing. And they wrote, some people had nothing to write, but they still voted no.
Okay.
Again, the nature of me. So when I got that, I petitioned the university senate, which is the highest academic body.
Wow.
So the senate subcommittee was embarrassed. What does his letter of expectation say? The letter of expectation says, between now and your next review, submit at least 1 article to a renowned journal.
To be published.
I published 5.
Exactly.
I did not just submit.
You published.
They were already published. And a book.
Can you imagine? So what were they
talking about? I didn't meet expectations.
What expectations?
So they threw it out.
So the Senate.
And then they asked me, are you still going to work with them?
What was your response?
Oh yeah, I gave them a very good response. I told them that if God had wanted people to look back,
yes,
He would have put a pair of eyes behind the head.
That's true.
Because God did not put a pair of eyes behind the head, God wanted us to keep looking forward, and that I was just going to be looking forward. I didn't come there to fight anybody.
Exactly.
I don't know what I did wrong.
Wow.
To any one of those people who didn't want my progress, I will just keep going.
That's quite impressive.
And I didn't even tell anybody.
Wow.
I simply asked the university that when it comes to my tenure,
yes,
I don't want them to make a pronouncement on my tenure.
Okay.
But when it did come,
yes,
the provost, who is the highest academic person, said, still submit, but we'll be looking.
Wow.
We know what they did, submit your papers. Then I submitted my tenure papers.
Okay.
It didn't take them 5 minutes to how do you call it, unanimously pass the papers.
Wow. So
I was promoted then again with difficulty.
You've gone through tough times,
oh,
but
yeah.
you've always been patient,
yeah.
trust in God, and
yeah.
Wow.
And when it came to full professorship.
Yes, well, when did that happen, if I may ask? Which year was that? Do you remember?
I've forgotten, but then when it
okay,
came to full professorship,
yes, well.
when I was due, the system had changed.
Okay.
It wasn't a system of hard copies. It was now everything digital, and I didn't grow up with digital,
exactly.
So I've had a problem,
I see.
and so I wasted another year
trying to
but
update.
all that is behind, all that is history, and so we are most thankful to God. Full professorship in academia.
Can you imagine?
It's not
easy. No, it's not. It's not, especially in a foreign country, the United States of America.
Well, yeah.
Wow. I'm really, really impressed. You're not only a traditional ruler,
a full professor,
but you're a full professor.
Yeah.
And you still write and publish.
Yeah, I continue to write and publish. Yes.
So
I think even when I eventually leave the university, I think I've still
continue writing and publishing.
Yeah.
Let's go to the last question on the election of a new bishop. Is from Cameroon. So why is Cameroon so special? Why is it that we always have special people from Cameroon? You know, the first bishop in the United States, African, from Cameroon. And he's present in Cameroon for his Thanksgiving masses.
Well, Cameroon is an exceptional country. I think what has ruined Cameroon is politics, or the politicians, not even politics,
okay.
The politicians.
The politicians.
Yeah. And the nature of the independence of that country.
It was not well done.
And the foundation wasn't well put. Otherwise, I mean, you hardly hear about floods or fires or earthquakes or very dangerous things, apart from the Nyos disaster. You don't hear so many bad things.
That happened in 1986.
Yeah, so Cameroon is a very blessed country. We are food self-sufficient. The weather is so good.
So good.
The soils are good. There's every blessing, every good thing there.
Yes.
So when I heard about the bishop,
it
wasn't a surprise to me.
Okay.
That an individual of that caliber was from there. But in terms of the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, I do not know the individual in person.
Okay.
I've never met him. I've never heard of him until he was made bishop. But I think I hear he's in the Virgin Islands. Which here in the United States.
Yes,
I look forward to meeting him someday.
Okay.
I'd like to maybe visit him in the islands or invite him over here to the palace.
Wow.
And when I get to know him, hopefully we might start exploring things that he might do.
Exactly.
But again, I say I don't know him as an individual. But he has gotten to a level where he can be a bridge
between his country and the
United States, between Africa and America.
Exactly.
I think he might, from a religious or a church perspective, have found himself in a situation where he can play a major role in linking people. This is just a thought.
Okay,
yes, I don't know.
No,
this is just a thought.
I'm going to communicate with him. I'm going to let him know I was here in Ama.
Yes.
And he's a very open and outgoing person and a love of culture.
Okay.
He's a love of culture.
Good.
And he will be.
I would like to meet him.
I'm going to do the connection.
Oh, that would be nice. Thank you.
So there's another question I wanted to ask you about greeting in the Bangwa land. Normally in our land we don't greet the fun, as it is called. The king is not greeted with the hands. Could you explain to me why? You don't just make the fun and greet with your hands.
Well, two things I need to say about that.
Yes,
the word fun that you use is a borrowed word. That is not our culture. We don't have funds.
Okay.
In where we say for.
Okay.
Fun is a Bamenda, grass fields terminology for four.
I see.
It's been a little, I know when Fuankem Defang went to the House of Chiefs in Buya, he returned with the fun title, but it was, I'm told, he saw the funds who came from Bamenda, Banso, Bekem, Bali, Bafut, and Mankon. Very imposing and arriving, and he was like, who are these people? And they said, they are some big chiefs from Bamenda. And he said, wow, he himself is a big chief from his own place too. And so, well, there were some interpreters he used who were from his kingdom. And they are all late now. One of them told me the story himself because he was one of the interpreters. That was Mr. E.A. Aka. And the other one was Mr. Manfred Nkafu Ashu. These two people from his kingdom were headmasters in two of the biggest schools in West Cameroon. Ashu was headmaster of government school Bota. And Aka was headmaster of CDC school Ekona, which were the two biggest schools in West Cameroon in those days by 1961. So they used, because their four was coming to assembly, they would come and help interpret because he didn't speak English.
I see.
And so that's how the origin came. But now it has become a title, and people even fight over it. If we're talking of Nwe tradition, there is no fun in Nwe. When I was a young man like you, there was no fun. Everybody was for.
That's the terminology.
Yeah, that's our culture.
Our culture.
If we're defending our culture, that's our cultural way. And for is the highest title in Nwe land. So this fun thing is like,
and there are many fours.
And again, those are some. If you read my story about the decline of the four, it's because of the numbers. I mean, if you attended a Kradai, there are many more titled people than the ordinary people. That is a little not good for the image of the four.
Exactly.
And maybe the four in Bamenda is that strong, the Grassfield region is that strong because they don't create chiefs. They
inherit.
They don't even create new ones. You cannot go to Banso and hear that they were making a chief. Or you cannot go to Bafut and hear that he was making a chief. Like we do. So that is what has watered down our own, so much so that there is this clamor for the title, the one you use. That was an error you made. What was the question again?
The question was on greeting.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Your question on greeting.
And I made a mistake by using font.
The font, and that's why I capitalized on.
Yes, thank you for elucidating that point.
Traditionally in where,
yes,
generally, there is no bodily contact as a way of greeting.
Interesting. So how do people greet them?
Well, if you met somebody along the path or something,
yes,
you simply said the greeting orally, by word of mouth. Okay. You didn't touch them.
You said, for example,
good morning, aleh, mendaba, untutiyo, and things like that. You from where are you coming from, or where are you going? The conversations went like this. People didn't touch anybody. The touching,
yes,
is a new practice which came probably through colonialism, because again money is like good morning. That's where it came from. And in the West, somebody, when he's extending a hand to you, he is greeting you. Otherwise, they don't extend a hand to anybody. If you met somebody here for the first time, you will not touch the person.
Exactly.
You will not even extend a hand to somebody you didn't know until you are introduced. But generally, we copy things and copy them wrongly. So that's how it became. So when you met the chief, people put their hands by their mouth and say, and things like that. Or the hand clap.
As I did.
And you find your own place and sit. That was the way it was. So these handshakes, over which we fight today, it is a strange custom too. So that is the way it was. And one of the things that you may be learning is that you do not refer to the chief in second person. If you came and the chief was in some place, you didn't say, oh, Gondia, Gogaria. No, you didn't say that. You say be, third person plural. They.
That's like in French, vous.
No, vous is second person plural.
Okay, so it's going to be
they. Il.
Wow.
That's how it is. As a matter of fact, when I grew up in South, when some people talk to me, they say, how are they? Wow. They don't say, how are you? No.
To depict the
I told you that when once a Fua is crowned with the rituals of coronation, he is no longer an individual. He's not seen as a human no more. That's why nobody touches them again.
Okay. Wow.
In our tradition, that individual becomes a kekom. A kind of a monster, or a kind of a
special being.
Yeah, higher than a being. Wow. Higher than human. He's no longer human.
That's true.
That is how it was. But things have so changed. When once somebody is crowned, the last person to touch him is the person who put some of the things I can say on their bodies.
Wow.
After that, nobody is expected to touch them again until death
do them part.
Oh, I'm sorry to use the word death, because they don't die.
Exactly. Until they escape.
When they transition or disappear,
that's true.
Again, the same group of people, the kingmakers who touched them, they return again to put the same stuff on their bodies, and they touch them again.
Wow, that's so powerful. That depicts the sanctity and the